The honourable member for Calgary-Nose Hill.
Mr. Speaker, on the weekend it was reported that a new trail had been opened in the west end of Fish Creek Provincial Park at a cost of $126,000, while those who venture off the trail in the future will be fined $172. Meanwhile, a much more pressing issue for managing the park is maintaining and restoring the very integrity of the natural ecosystems in the park and reversing the rampant spread of invasive species and woody perennials. Native grasses, herbs, and flowering plants need the intervention of fire, grazing, or cutting in order to maintain a stable grasslands ecosystem. My questions are for the Minister of Tourism, Parks and Recreation. Given the continued degradation of the grasslands in Fish Creek Provincial Park, what is her department doing to preserve and restore the grasslands in that park?
The Honourable Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the Honourable Member talks about a park very dear to my heart, very close to my home, and has 3 million visitors a year, very popular park. And after the flood, Mr. Speaker, we were able to go in and renew the infrastructure there and I think improve the park. Relative to the grasslands, though, we took the park over in 1975, and the fescue at that time had already been broken, if you will, because it had been used for ranching. And so I know there's very little fescue left, Mr. Speaker. We are watching that, and we'll continue to monitor the fescue that's left in the park.
The honourable member.
Well, the minister is aware that there were 80 million buffalo on the plains of North America before the cattle came along. They were grazing it long before the white man came along to the country. So what will her department do, given the fact that she spent $126,000 on a trail? How much money is she going to spend to restore the grasslands?
The Honourable Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the $126,000 that we spent on the trail, I think, was very well spent money. We had a bunch of dirt bikers making trails all throughout the park and destroying it. And so we were able to put barriers in the way so that they could no longer get on some of those trails and regenerate them, as well as keep them on the trails to preserve the very park that they want to enjoy.
The honourable member.
Mr. Speaker, given the ongoing lack of action in protecting that park's ecosystem that's been going on for years now, will the minister make the necessary changes in park management to effect some real change to bring back and restore the native grassland habitats in our provincial parks?
The Honourable Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I think the Honourable Member has a good point. I mean, we are looking right now at the Glenbow Ranch, which just got added, and it's, of course, got pristine fescue, and we're going to be using it a bit as a, if you will, a classroom. There's an institute that's been formed that will help us have a better idea of how to manage grasslands and other parks. But, Mr. Speaker, the management is only following a management plan, and we do need to review that management plan.